Thanks for checking out our channel here on YouTube. This is going to be a repair video on a Gallagher S40 solar fence charger. We don't see a lot of these coming for repair. They seem to be pretty reliable units overall. We've only worked on, I'd say, the last 5 or 6 years that this unit's been around as of 2024. I've maybe only worked on about 4 of them, and 2 of them are this one and another one from a customer. So the other 2 were, one was warranty, had a bad solar panel for some odd reason, and the other one was water damage like this one is. This one, how old is this thing? It is 2020 model, so it's almost 4 years old, and from when it was built. But you can see how dirty it is. This thing was in a flood. So I don't know if it's sitting on the ground or sitting up high or whatever, but it got submerged in a flood. And that, I mean, it even, that his note even talks about that. So, well, we're going to dig into it. We'll clean it up after the video's done and we're done fixing it or whatever. I don't know what's wrong with it 100%. I assume the board's probably trashed inside, but we got to check the solar panel and the wiring and all that fun stuff. Now, this is a 6-volt model. It takes a big 6-volt battery to run these things. It's a 0.4 stored joule, probably like 0.3 output joule. So not a big unit, but for solar setups, you know, for small areas or whatever this guy's using it for, these units do a very good job, and they're repairable, not throwaway. So we're going to put 6.5 volts to it. We're going to turn it over to here first. It's a battery check. Doesn't even come on there. Let's do here just to see. Nothing. And whoops, and my power supply is not even showing a load on it when we did different things. It just didn't show that it was even detecting that it's even doing any kind of job at all. So now what we got to do, oh, real quick, if you ever want to get parts for this unit, hit me up, let me know, and I'll get them for you, especially if you're here in North America, even Hawaii or Alaska. We can ship up there because it's part of the United States. And it's not that bad to ship things even over there, or way up there. There's information again. There are links in the description below. So call me, text me, email me. You can write me a message on the Fence and Fixer website. It's got a little contact area down there as well. So if you want parts, like to do it yourself, save some money, we'll definitely supply you with some parts. And you do get an 18-month warranty as well on those parts. We can't cover water damage, but we can cover malfunction, stuff like that. That's not related to water damage. So a couple Phillips screws down here at the bottom. Set them off to the side. I believe we just lift up the back edge here, and it kind of swivels there at the top, and just kind of wiggle and pull. I don't know. I hear stuff rolling around inside. Okay. So the solar panel sits right here, but right now it's right there. So, oh, actually, it's not even plugged in. So, how that happened? It's not plugged in. All right. So, yeah, but when it comes to water damage, stuff like this, I mean, this thing is caked full of mud and grime. Instead of trying to fix the board, which is really hard to fix these circuit boards because you can't get any schematics. And they've got so much digital surface mount electronics on there. Nothing's really labeled. Can't tell what anything is. And you can't get schematics for them. So usually you have to take the board out, put a new board in, and go about your day. So the first thing we need to do is unplug your fence and ground wires, which there's a little lip underneath there on these little things. If you look at the battery wire, these are kind of buggered up. But they have this little catch on them right here. A little catch right there. That helps lock the spade connector onto the spade it's plugged onto. So what you do is you take your finger, just kind of, you'll feel it on there, push up against it, and pinch and pull. Pinch and pull. Come on. There's just some grime on it. Yeah. Same thing with this one. Wiggle and pull after you pinch it. And sometimes this little, rod right here, sometimes it'll pop out of there, and where that goes, it's a little lightning rod deal. It sits right up against the black part right there, and then just kind of sits in a little groove right there and right there, and it does butt up right against the ground side, because lightning, if it does hit this thing, the idea is it hits the fence, jumps to the rod, runs down, jumps to the ground, and goes goes away, hoping to protect the board. But I don't see too many solar units get hit by lightning. It's, you know, usually in small areas, you don't have to worry about power surges because not plugged into the wall. But you got 4 screws, Phillips screws, one there, and 2 over here in the corners. There's those they are a different size than the ones on the back, so you can't really get them mixed up. So you got those 2 long ones that were on the back of the case. You got 4 small ones on the board. The solar panel was plugged in right there, and so now what we'll do is we'll just pull it up. The solar panel only plugs in one way. Oh yeah, that board's pretty crusty. And then you got this battery wire, kind of pinch and pull. Has a little catch on it that you pinch and pull off there. It only plugs in one way as well. But there's the board in all its glory. There's all this digital electronics all over the place. Really dirty. But nothing's labeled, and there are no schematics for it. They do not give schematics out for these things. Alright, so we're going to shake this thing real quick, get any kind of chunky stuff out of there. Alright, so let's get a new board installed. I guess we could try to, hold on, before we do that, let's check this solar panel. Kind of dirty. Oh well. So there's 2 ways of checking it. First way you could check it was the easier way is when it's all wired up and plugged in and everything's put back together. With the unit turned off, you could test across your battery wires. And you got to do it outside in the sun, but you should get like 7 volts, a little higher, because this is a 6-volt unit. And the regulator system that's built into those boards will drop the voltage from, say, 10 volts or whatever this thing's going to put out down to around 7 volts or so. So let's take this outside. I'll take you, well, pause the video, take you outside, and then we'll test it. We need a digital multimeter. I can test DC volts, and we're going to test the solar panel outside. So give me just a second here. Alright, we're on the tailgate of the truck here. We're going to put our meter on. This might be kind of hard to do with one hand because I'm just using my cell phone. We'll put our meter on DC volts. And we're going to just, here, I'm going to pause it for a second. I'm going to get kind of prepped here. Just give me a second here. Get my hands free. Okay. I'm kind of casting a shadow on it, but see, we're at 10 volts, so that solar panel is good. My fingers are kind of slipping on there because kind of need 2 hands to do it. But the easier way to test it is on the battery wires with the unit turned off and facing toward the sun. Should get like 7 volts or so out of the thing. But we're getting 10 volts on the solar panel, which is right where a 6-volt solar panel needs to be. So now we're going to go back in. We'll start reassembling everything. Alright, so now we got that squared away. Now let's get a new board. Comes inside of a static bag, which all Gallagher boards typically come inside of a static bag. These boards, I don't remember off the top of my head what these boards cost, but they're more than you would think. But they are cheaper than a new unit. So even installing one of these boards, you know, it's not a cheap part on its own. You know, these units are about $400 plus or minus dollars, and I don't know the exact cost without looking it up. I know these boards are over $100 for one of these boards. I don't remember the exact price, but they're over $100 for a board. But the solar panels aren't very common to go bad. Batteries are, what, 20, 30 bucks for a battery, so, you know, pretty cheap. The solar panels are pretty cheap as well. I don't remember the cost of those, but they're not super expensive. So the majority of the cost is in the board. Okay, so we got all this grime in there. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. There's no water, it's just leftover grime. So now what we need to do is plug in our battery wire, which they do only plug in one way. And then we need our solar panel. It plugs in right there. If you're not sure which way to plug them in, if you look at the holes on the board as well as on the solar panel, and the battery wire is the same way. One the contact is square, and the other one's like a notch in the corner there. Right there in the corner is like notched, so it's not a perfect square. And the board's got basically the inverted. You look at that, you have to see the inverted. It's hard to see. One's a square, one's a little notch. So it's kind of, foolproof on how to plug them in. So now, battery solar panels that sit like this. There's a little groove. It's hard to see, a little notch right there. That's where the solar panel wire sits at. And there's a notch right up here, where the battery wire sits at. So I put some extra out of the back of the case. I'm going to plug these wires back on here in a second. Okay, let's see. Get there lined up. Now let's get the screws put back in it. I usually do a cross pattern, do the far lower left and the far upper right. Oops, that's one of the long screws. Alright, so now let's plug these wires back in. And then we'll take that front cover piece, where did I put it at? Sitting on it, dummy. And there's no physical contact to the switch. You can see that as you turn this, it's not turning anything on here. It's actually a little, really small, but very strong magnet that sits behind this little orange piece. It's right up at the very top of that thing, at the top of this orange thing, but behind it. That basically, that magnet talks to things on the board and tells it what to do, how to act. So now what we're going to do, I just put the thing, the front cover, put like this, and then there's a little lip on here, on the back edge here, little groove, little lip. And that sits right behind that. Kind of feel it fall into place, and as you tilt it up, it should just close right up, just like that. And then we'll take our Phillips screws, we'll put those back in corners. Don't over tighten them, just make them snug. Now we'll go ahead and we'll power it up. We got 6.9 volts on the power supply. So flip it over here. Now turn it just to make sure everything's working. Turn it to the battery setting. Oh, it lit up. Green means good. And we'll turn it to here. Flashing. Alright, let's turn it on. Let's get our meter out, sense tester out, whatever. Take our knobs off the back. We'll read peak voltage out of it first to see what. See, no load, kilovolts, no joules. And I'll go across fence to ground. We're getting about 8,000 volts out of it, 7.7 kV is what we're getting out of it. .7 kV. Let's put a 500 ohm load on it. This will tell us the output joules under this load as well as the voltage. You'll see the voltage drop. We're at 0.2 joule output at 2 kV, which is normal for this size unit. Let's see what 1,000 ohms shows. 3.4 kV at 0.47 output joules. Oops, hold on. Try this again. There. On the wrong scale. We're at 0.24 joule output at 3 kV. So this is like a, you know, a 2 joule out, or 0.2 joule output. So almost 0.3 joule output. So it's about normal. You know, usually a unit, if it's stored joules is 1, as output joules is between 0.5 and 0.7 output joules, give or take. Usually about 50 to 70% output based on the stored joule. There's never 100% rate, 100% in, 100% out, just because there's loss in the transformer. It's just pretty normal on anything, just like a horsepower on a tractor. There's engine horsepower and PTO horsepower. The engine horsepower is 50. The PTO horsepower might be 35, something like that. There's always loss. So this unit is working fine. Let's do one more test to show you how to check the solar panel on a Gallagher S40. Normally you want to do this outside, but I think we can do it in a shop here with the overhead lights. Might be just bright enough to help us out. We may have to lift this thing up higher to the wall, but let's get the meter out here so you can see what we're reading. We're on DC volts. We have the unit turned off. We're going to go across the wires here of the battery wire. So you're at 2.2 volts. But watch. I imagine if we were outside with it, we'd read 7 or so. Let's take this and lift it up towards the light and get it closer to it. Watch the number climb. Yep. See, we're at 7.2, 7.3. So, see, the solar panel is fine because there is a voltage regulating system in the Gallagher units that brings that voltage from the panel down a little bit so that way it doesn't overcharge the battery and hurt the battery. This keeps it, prolongs the life of the battery, not overcharging it, with too many volts. Well, thanks for checking our channel, another one of our videos. Appreciate you watching us. There's our information right here. Like I said, if you're looking for parts for one of these units, let me know. We'll help you out if you have to do the repair yourself. We can get you a solar panel. We can get you a new front cover. I think we can get the orange back piece. You break that. Batteries, we can get them for you, or we can tell you where to buy them. There's a place that we buy batteries from that gives you a wholesale price, and you do pay some freight, but even when you pay freight, you're still below the retail value of the battery, and they're good quality batteries. You don't have to buy in bulk. You can buy one battery, and you get the same price. But there you go. Subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about us, and if you wanted to send one to us for us to work on, we'd be happy to take a look at it for you. And like I said, we're going to spray this down, clean up for the customer. That way we can start, just make it look nice once it's covered in grime. But until next time, see you guys later. Have a good rest of your day, and bye-bye.